Hello mga ka-IT. So today I decided to create a short video for um, video tutorial na rin for introduction to C# programming. Uh, I decided to do this because first of all I just wanted to share some knowledge again to people, just like before when I'm still doing some teaching in as an instructor way back in 2003 when I graduated. So now, tinanong kasi ko ng anak ko about what is my work. So I said na siguro I'm not going to answer you right now, but I'll just going to create a short video later. Then I'll upload it to YouTube. Then you could just simply watch it, and then that will explain what I'm doing. So yun yung isa pa sa reason kung bakit na isipan kong gumawa. And maybe when time comes na may iba ulit magtanong sa akin about some tutorial or something like that, then by that time siguro gagawa ulit ako ng video tutorial for specific people na magtatanong sa akin. So that I'll just going to share to them the link, and at the same time kahit paano not just them will going to learn whatever I'm going to create as a learning video, but the rest of the people na makakapanood sa channel ko. So yun. So without further ado, I think we can start discussing what is C Sharp. Alright. So yun. This is just an introduction to C Sharp. So we're not going to dive deep into different concepts of advanced C Sharp programming, but instead we're just going to discuss of the basics. Like siguro we're just going to focus on these three items. First is variables, second is looping, and then third is the conditional statement. So yun. I think we can start doing the coding already. So simulan na natin yung pagko-code sa C Sharp. Okay. Let me just set up some of the Visual Studio stuff. So just a sec. All right. Okay. Oops. All right. And ready na. Okay, I just set up my Visual Studio and I think we're good to go. Alright. So, basically today, siguro magpo-focus lang ako sa simpleng window app na kung saan siguro magde-design lang tayo ng isang label and isang input box. So, window form project sa C Sharp is one of the basic project, and we can just simply say na ito yung mga basic na desktop application na ginagamit natin. So, let me just show you kung paano to ginagawa. Okay, first of all, siguro lagay tayo ng label. Okay, let's go find the label. Okay. So sa label, we can set the properties of the label that okay, the text property, you can set it to siguro, let's just say name. Okay. And then you can increase the size of this. Okay. By changing the font size, we can change it to 12. And medyo malaki na siya. Ayan. And then let's put some text box. Hanapin natin si text box. Okay. Oops, sorry, mali. Hindi pala text box yun, sorry. Okay. This one. Ayan. Masyado kasing malaki yung screen ko eh. Okay, tapos let's also change the size of this one. Siguro font size, change it to 12 as well. And then after that, let's try running it first. Siguro enough na muna yung dalawang yan para makita lang natin kung ano yung magiging output nito. Okay, I'm currently running it kaso nagde-debug, nag-ano pa. It's currently running but my antivirus is scanning the software or the program. Let's wait until it's finished. Okay. Tapos na. So there. Okay. So yan yung output ng program natin na ginawa kanina. Okay, so meron tayong name and then meron tayong text box. Okay. So siguro let's start dealing with variables para mas maintindihan natin kung ano ba yung variables. So let's go back to Visual Studio. So first topic na didiscuss natin is variables. Okay. I will going to put first a button here. Maybe let's change the size as well. Yeah. And then change din natin yung caption nito or yung text ng button. Maybe we can say submit. Yeah, that's a good one. So submit. Okay. So ang Windows Form is an event-driven project. So ibig sabihin, lahat ng ginagawa natin dito is controlled by different events. Like for example, nag-click ka ng button. So that's an event, right? Clicking a button, that's the click event of the button. So we can just double click on the button and it will automatically create to us a function for the event button. So here, makikita natin na nag-create nga siya ng code sa atin para sa button 1 click, which is this is an event na mangyayari. So kung ano man yung mga laman ng code na to will be executed once na nag-click tayo ng button. Paano nangyari yun? So pag pumunta tayo sa form natin and we go to design.cs, ito makikita natin na this one. Sinabi niya na yung this meaning the current class which is the form hindi na natin discuss masyado muna yon. So technically, sinasabi lang natin dito na inassign natin yung click event ni button 1 sa button 1 click na function, which is eto yon. So technically, pwede tayong gumawa mano-mano ng sarili natin. Pwede natin baguhin to, like for example, ayaw natin ng ganyan. Bawa sabihin natin na button submit, button submit click, di ba? So ibig sabihin, copyhin din natin to, and that is the function na ilalagay natin dito. So yun, hindi automatic kung ano yung nilagay niya rito is yun na yun. Pwede natin baguhin. Okay? So technically yun. So first is, ano ba yung variables? Discuss natin yung variables. Variables are those containers of values or containers of memory location. So yun muna yung tandaan natin. So let's focus first on simple variables. Siguro sabihin natin integer. So integer are variables that will contain integer values. So integer values are whole numbers. So for example, 1 to 10 or negative 1 to 10 or 0. Those are whole numbers. So let's just say, sabihin na lang natin na nag-assign tayo ng isang variable ng pangalan ay counter equals let's say pwede natin initialize yung variable natin into 10. So what we're saying here is that the CTR or counter variable is an integer data type variable. So ito yung data type niya, ito yung variable name niya, and this is the value for the variable. Ngayon, saan ginagamit yan? Ginagamit yan dun sa tinatawag natin na pag-pass ng value to different components ng application natin. So siguro ang pinaka-the best yan, pakita ko na lang muna. For example, meron tayong text box dito, hindi ba? Okay? And then, gusto nating malaman na kapag nag-input tayo dito, kung ano man yung input nating value dyan, bawa 3, i-add natin dun sa variable natin na CTR. Ganun na lang muna. Okay? I know it doesn't make sense, pero pakikita ko lang muna kung paano siya gamitin. O sige, gawin na lang natin para it make sense. Sabihin na lang natin na number 2. Okay? And then, ang magiging number 1 natin is yung value ng text box natin. So, yan. Then, during submit, ang gawin na lang natin, during submit, sabihin natin na kukunin natin yung sum nung variable na number 1 at yung value ng text box natin. So, paano natin gagawin yon? So, here, gagawin lang natin is gawa tayo na isa pang integer ulit. Maybe you can call it sum equals to para lang tayong nag-a-add. So, copyin natin to. Number 1 plus text box 1, the name of our text box, that text. Okay. Supposedly, ganyan lang dapat yan, hindi ba? Pero error siya. Kasi this is an integer and we're trying to add an integer value to a string. Kasi di ba ang sabi natin, tong that text kasi, ang data type nito is string. So, ano yung sabihin to? Kinukuha natin yung laman ng text box. Kaya sinasabi niya na text box 1 dot text. This text property will going to give us the value of the text box. So, yun yung property niya. Okay? Okay. Paano ngayon yan? String pala to. Tapos integer yan. So, dapat integer din to. So, how are we going to convert that? Pwede natin i-convert into int that parse. Ayan. So, ibig sabihin lang nito is, sasabi natin na yung value ng text box, paki-parse mo nga or pakikuha mo yung integer value niya. Convert mo siya into an integer value. So, yun ibig sabihin ng int that parse. Okay? Let's try running it and then tingnan natin kung talagang mangyayari nga. Sorry, meron pa pala tayong kulang. So, I think we need to create another text box. So, I'm just going to copy this one. And copy this as well. And then change this to sum. And then this one, change natin to number 1. And then, yeah. So, number 1. So, this is number 2. Okay. So, yan. Tingnan natin yan kung gagana na ba siya. Okay. So, let's try it. Ang kulang na lang natin is i-display yung value. So, text box 2. Doon natin i-display sa text box 2. That text is equals to sum.toString. So, ibig sabihin yan ay, ano ibig sabihin yan? Yung sum natin, which is yung sum variable, ang sum niya is yung number 2, which is 10, and kung ano man yung i-input natin sa text box 1. Yung i-input tayo ng 2, ibig sabihin nun, 12 dapat ang lumabas na sum. That toString, kasi alam naman natin na ang that text, ang tinatanggap niya ay string variable. Or string value, sorry. So, therefore, since ang sum is integer, we need to convert it into string first. Okay? So, that's it. So, try na i-run. Okay. It's currently running, but again, my antivirus is scanning it again. So, wait lang natin ng konti. Okay. So, ayan. Yep. So, now, let's input a value. Okay. Sabihin natin 2. So, ang expectation natin is what? Pag submit natin, lalabas dapat dito is 12. Dahil 2 plus 10. So, yun. Pag submit natin, lumabas yung 2 plus 10. Now, paano natin debug to? Debug means maglalagay tayo ng breakpoint and then titingnan natin isa-isa yung value ng bawat statement. Okay. Let's go to Visual Studio again. Now, sa Visual Studio, maglalagay ako ng breakpoint. Breakpoint means sinasabi natin sa C# na, oy, huminto ka dyan sa line na yan. Okay? So, let's do that. And then, I'm going to input a number again. Okay, for example, ibala dyan, dito sa taas. Okay, let's say 5. So, expectation natin will be 15, di ba? Pag submit. So, submit. And then, pakita ko sa Visual Studio. Imbis na lumabas agad yung 15, nagkaroon tayo ng breakpoint dito. So, nag-step in dito. Okay? So this time, madidebug na natin if tama nga ba yung value na na-expect natin per line. So this time, number 2, pag step natin dyan, press natin yung F10. Ang number 2 is now assigned to 10. And then, sabi natin yung sum should be yung sum ng number 2 at nung text box 1. Which is correct, 15. And then, sabi natin, itong sum na to is change lang natin into string. So, tapos i-display natin sa text box 2.text. So, once done, pag tinignan natin yung actual value niya, ayun. So, tama nga, 15. So, yun yung ibig sabihin natin nun. Sa loob ng button click event, ay may 3 step tayong ginawa. Okay? Which is, nag-assign ng value sa number 2 na variable. And then, kinuha natin yung sum. And then, dinisplay natin yung sum sa text box 2. So, that's how event-driven function works. Okay? And then now, siguro mag-add tayo ng condition. So, yun muna. Condition muna tayo. Para madali. Okay. Condition na gagawin natin is simple lang naman. Siguro, gawin lang natin na maglagay tayo dito ng isa pang text box. Okay. Alright. Now, itong text box na to, rename natin siya para hindi tayo malito. So, pwede natin pangalanan ito na text box operation. Okay. Ang intent natin diyan is kung ano yung value na ilagay dito, that would be the operation. Okay? So, ito, gawin din natin, hindi na siya sum kasi depende kung ano na yung operation. So, gawin na lang natin itong equal sign. Yan. Okay. And then, submit. Yan pa rin siya. Alright. So, gagamitin ngayon natin yung conditional statement na sinasabi natin kanina sa C#. Alright. So, anong sabihin nun? Okay. Sabihin na lang natin na ito, gawin na lang nating result. Hindi na kasi siya sum. Then, initialize natin value ng result sa taas as 0. Bakit natin gagawin to? Kasi gagamitin natin siya sa condition. So, each condition will have a different result value. So, lagyan natin. If text box operation, that text equals equals add, then to open the statement for if block, then we have parenthesis, and to close it we have the close parenthesis. So anong ibig sabihin ito? Ibig sabihin ito, sinasabi lang natin na kung ang value ng text box operation, which is yung dinagdag natin, is add, then ang gagawin natin is kukunin natin yung sum nila, which is yung original na code natin kanina. Okay. Now, else meaning sinasabi lang natin na kung hindi siya add, hindi yan ang gagawin niya. So kung let's say sabihin natin ang value naman niya ay subtract, then this will become subtraction. Copy natin ulit. Natin sabihin to as divide. So this will become division. And then finally, else. Kung wala sa tatlong to, ang gagawin niya ay multiplication. Sorry. Mamaya pa pala yung else. So yan, else multiplication muna. Multiply. Yan. So yan. Oops. Ulit. Yan. So multiplication. And then sa else, let's put it. Oops. Let's do result. Gawin nating 0. Ayan. So, ano yung sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin ito yung sinasabi nating conditional statement na kung saan depende sa input natin magkakaroon tayo ng different result. Okay? Kung ang in-input natin ay add, then sum yung kukunin. Kung in-input natin ay subtract, then difference yung kukunin. In-input na divide, quotient yung kukunin. In-input natin multiply, and then product yung kukunin. Alright? So let's try. Let's run it. Yan, nag-scan na naman yung antivirus ko. So let's just wait until my antivirus scanning is over. Okay. Alright. Yan. Okay, let's try it now. So, sabi natin, kapag ang nilagay natin dito, let's say is 5, tapos nilagay natin is add, then it should be 5 plus 10, right? We didn't change the value. It's still 10. So, 5 plus 10, because it's add. So, sorry, 5 plus 10 is 15, sorry. So, that's right, 15. And then, kapag ginawa naman natin tong subtract, then that would be 5 minus 10. This should be negative 5. Oops, sorry. No. I'm wrong. Because ang nauuna nga pala natin ay, ito ko sa inyo. Sa code natin, mapapansin nyo ay number 2 yung nauuna, hindi yung text box. So, tama lang na since 10 to, 10 minus 5. So, positive 5. Okay? So, tama siya. Mali ako. Right. So, next, try natin division. So, divide. So, it would be 10 divided by 5. It should be 2, which is correct. And then finally, we have multiply. 5 times 10 should be 50, which is correct. And then, kung iba, bawa others, it should be 0. So, ayun. Hopefully, naintindihan nyo yung paggamit ng conditional statement. So, ginagamit yan kapag gusto natin na magkaroon ng iba't ibang value. Like, depending on kung ano yung input natin sa certain variable or certain input box or any other properties na controls and properties na pwede natin pagkuhanan ng value. So, hindi lang siya ginagamit sa variable, ginagamit din siya sa mga property values and other stuff. So, anything na pwedeng gamitan ng condition, ginagamitan natin yung conditional statement. By the way, conditional statement are could be if or switch. So, those are conditional statement. So, yung switch, di ko muna pakikita. And then, these are the conditional operator, which is equal. Meron din naman tayong tinatawag na conditional operator na not equal. Meron din tayong less than equal at greater than equal. Okay, so hindi ko na muna pakikita yung iba na yon. And then finally, siguro ang last na natin na gagawin ay yung looping. So, ano naman yung looping na tinatawag? Yung looping na tinatawag ay, for example, may in-input tayong number and we want that number na in-input natin. So, tanggalin na natin to. So, during submit, gusto natin na kung ano yung number na in-input natin, ay i-add siya sa number 2 ng 5 beses. Okay? So, doon natin magagamit yung looping. So, simple lang yun. So, 4, example ng loop is 4. Then, we're going to assign a variable counter, example, integer counter, equals to 0. Okay, counter less than or equal to 4, then counter plus. So, ano ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin nito, sabi niya na ulit-ulitin natin yung nasa loob ng for loop na yan hanggat ang value ng counter ay mas mababa or equal to 4. So, that would be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So, that's 5 now. 5 times. Okay? Now, what is the purpose of the CTR++? Sinasabi lang nito na each time na nag-loop, each time na pumupunta siya sa loob ng loop, nagdadagdag tayo ng isang value sa CTR. Initial value is 0. Sa susunod na pagpasok sa loop, magiging 1 na siya. Sa susunod na pagpasok, magiging 2 dahil dito. Magiging 3, magiging 4. So, that's how looping works in C. Alright? So, ngayon, gawin lang natin ay, sabi natin, gusto natin i-add ng 5 beses yung in-input nating number. Okay, so, equals, so result is equals to result plus yung in-input nating number. I-add natin, alisin na natin to. So, alisin na natin number 2. Kung ano man yung in-input nating number, i-add lang natin sila ng 5 beses. So, ganun pa rin, integer.parse text box 1 text. Yan. So, ang ibig sabihin nito is, yung result initially is 0 siya. I-add natin na isang beses to. And then, pagbalik niya, magiging kung ano yung value ng result kanina, which is, let's say, 5 ang input natin. So, 5 na siya, plus yung in-input natin, which is 5 ulit. So, magiging 10 na siya. and then magiging 15, and so on. And then di-display natin yung result. So, tingnan natin kung gagana siya. So, let's run it again. Mag-i-scan na naman yung Norton ko nito. Pasensya na kayo doon. So, waiting lang ako na matapos yung scan. Okay. Still waiting. Alright. Tapos na. Okay. So, input tayo ng 5. So, sabi natin 5 beses siyang i-add sa sarili niya. So, technically, pag submit natin dapat yan, I think the output should be 25, which is correct. So, let's say 10, the output should be 50. Diba? So, that's how looping works. So, sa C#, maraming mga iba't ibang approach kayong magagawa to reach the certain output that you want. So, therefore, today, na-discuss na natin yung variables. Sila yung nag-hold ng value na gusto nating i-assign to it. It could be value or could be a value or an address of memory or whatever. To be also not just an address but a location in memory. And actually yun lang naman yung dalawang klase ng variables sa C#, isang reference and value type. Reference type are those variables that will hold reference, meaning location in memory, while the value type is the actual value ino-hold niya, kung ano yung nasa loob ng certain location ng memory. And then we could discuss this in a deeper sense maybe next time, pero for now I think that would be enough, and medyo mahaba na rin kasi yung video. And at the same time, ayun, so yan yung ginagawa ko as a C# developer. Siguro nasagot ko na yung tanong ng aking anak, and hopefully may natutunan din kayo sa kung paano gamitin ng C#. Naturo ko na rin yung conditional statement, and then finally yung looping. There's other type of looping din sa C#. Meron din tayong while loop, while. So, but then again, we can just discuss it some other time. Masyado na mahaba yung video na to. And so far, I think this is where we will going to end our discussion for today. So hopefully may natutunan kayo sa ating discussion. And kung gusto nyo ng more content na ganito, just like, follow, and share my video. And subscribe na rin sa YouTube channel. Maraming salamat and have a great day to all.